not going to let that hang over me. So you can decide, you can put boundaries up and say, I'm not going to deal with that space. I don't have to deal with that space. And, you can talk about and plan and strategize for ways in which you can communicate that, to say, this is the way this person treated me is unacceptable, and let everybody deal with things the way they want to deal with them. But you don't have to put yourself in a position where you feel uncomfortable, where you're stressed out. You don't have to put yourself in that position. So yeah, you definitely need boundaries. And usually it's the aggressor, the person who violated boundaries. We have to placate to that person. No, if that person is there, I'm not going to be there. You can put boundaries and articulate that. Yeah, whatever you need to help yourself. I do have couples. Is this good for couples? I do have couples. And what's great is that you have the drama-free series, which specifically deals with couples. I think it's a great place for couples to come. I think couples really need to have conversations with themselves about intentional living, conversations in group settings about how to have healthy boundaries, connecting with your feeling, mindfulness. All of this is very, very useful for couples. It's kind of fun to work with couples. And I will say the reason why it's helpful for even a couple to join is because it's nothing like one person in a relationship who's growing and getting mature and dealing with their issues, but then you have the other partner who ain't dealing with nothing. So it can cause some sort of a tension because you're changing and growing and shifting, the post-traumatic growth, but the person that you're with is still stagnant. So I think the ideal situation is for couples to join, to really join, so you can grow and it could be a wonderful bonding experience and really make that relationship grow. I think that's so important. Okay, I want to thank you and Dr. Boyce. I'm striving to build a relationship just like y'all. Oh my gosh, thank you. Just heard his voice. Love you, fam. Yeah, Boyce is my guy. Let me tell you, I never, in the 30 years that I've known Boyce, I don't want to talk about Boyce right now, but the 30 years I've known him, I never saw like this. I saw like the friendship Boyce side, and he's always fun to be around. He was my favorite friend. I really loved hanging out with him, but it was so great to see this other romantic. I don't know. He's very romantic, very thoughtful, very deep thinker. I love his brain. His brain is amazing. So yeah, that's my guy. But anyway, let's see. In your experience, are there cultural differences in how Black people react and respond to trauma? Yeah. Oh, I see all the hearts coming up. Yeah, Boyce. I feel sometimes I stop and think about Boyce, and I'm like, I just feel like he was like, out of all the women, he always had girlfriends, but he never married any of them. And he used to say to me, I married you, and I was like, sometimes I feel like the luckiest woman in the world being his wife. Honestly, I really do feel like that. I admire him so much. That's something. I rarely talk about like how I feel about Boyce publicly. I tell him one-on-one, but I do feel like the luckiest woman in the world. He's a great husband, and he's grown a lot. I'm about growth. He's grown a lot. Okay, let me move on. All right, I can talk about Boyce all day, but I'm not going to.